outrun the slowest gazelle. In your mind, you're thinking you got to outrun the fastest lion. That's not the truth. You just got to stay ahead of the slow gazelle. That's it. Every single day when you wake up, whatever it is that you do professionally, you better make sure you're not in the back of the pack. You better be as close to the front, if not up front, as possible. Because every single day when the lion wakes up, there's only one thing on that lion's mind, and that is catching the gazelle that couldn't keep up. What the gazelle realizes is that the way it operates, that the way it performs, that the way it goes about its daily business is contingent upon life and death.
What's going on, YouTube fam? What's going on, YouTube fam? Today, what we're going to be talking about business funding, right? And it's going to be a business funding masterclass. This is really an entry-level conversation. So if you're new to funding, the world of funding, if you heard about it, you watch multiple videos, YouTube videos, I'm going to talk about a couple of things that you probably haven't heard of before. In particular, we're going to talk about the basics of funding, not just your personal credit score, but also how to get funding even when you have bad credit. Also, how to lay out the foundation to get your next $100,000 in business funding. Hold on, let me check my computer, see what's going on. Do me a favor. If you can hear this in the chat, go ahead and drop a comment and let me know that you can hear me. Hold on, let me check my. So today, I'm going to go through a lot of information that you probably haven't heard before, you probably haven't seen before. And this is different because I'm going to be talking about opportunities for funding that you don't hear anywhere else. And these are different methods that I've walked dozens, if not hundreds of people through to help them get funding, even while my team rebuilds their credit. And I'm constantly always learning new methods. I'm forever a student of the game because things are constantly developing and constantly changing. Right. And when you watch this, please take notes. Act like you paid for it. Take notes, leave questions in the comment, leave your notes in the comments, right? In the comment section, and just be committed to taking action. Okay. You're on here, you're getting this information for free. Take the time to soak it up. You're going to soak it up the best when you take notes. So remember, take those notes, take a shot of the screen if you need to, and leave your notes in the comments. Now, who's this for? It's for my entrepreneurs and investors. If you're an investor, in the comment, tell me, what do you like to invest in? Do you buy businesses or do you invest in real estate? And what type of real estate do you like to invest in? It's also for my established business owners. That means you've been in the game 2 years or longer. Your business has taxes filed, right? You're registered with the EIN. You did all that. You have your systems in place and you've been around the block. You know how to grow and scale your business, but you still need some access to some capital. Next is for my new entrepreneurs. And if you're a new entrepreneur, just comment below that you're new. The other thing is, please take action. I'm sharing this information with you so that you can take action. Even if that means just go back, look at how your business is structured, look at your docs, and execute in making those corrections so you can go get some funding. Now, here's the thing. We know that every business is going to have issues. 82% of businesses experience cash flow issues. Ironically, you've seen this even now because even the banks are starting to go out of business. Believe it or not, banks are businesses. They're in the business of loaning money. That's how they make their money, along with all the fees that they charge us, right? So no one is above experiencing cash flow issues. And that's exactly why funding is so important, because funding allows you to weather those storms of low cash flow. Not only that, you're going to want to work with someone to help you navigate the world of funding so that you can overcome those slow months and not be stuck or feeling like now you're in a position where you have to overcome and file for bankruptcy, right? You don't want to be in that type of position. Now, let me ask for everybody watching this, how's your search for funding going? Is it good? Is it bad? To those that are attending this live, let me know. Drop it in the chat. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I see. Yep. Yep. Yeah, it's been a roller coaster recently. Absolutely. Here's one of the things. The gurus and the banks aren't going to tell you the full requirements of what's needed, especially the banks. They're going to keep switching up the guidelines because they changed their guidelines with the economy. And right now, there's a lot of blood in the water. Everyone is bleeding capital right now, both individuals and our small business and our mom and pop shops. But they're not going to tell you how to get access to the capital that you need when you need it. And it's because they want to take advantage of you. They want to charge you high fees. They want to charge you high interest rates, right? They want you left in the dark, guessing on how to fill out these applications so that you don't get the maximum amount of money. Some of y'all are sitting watching this now and you're stuck in analysis paralysis. Is this like your 5th, 10th, 100th class that you attended, video that you watched, and you haven't done anything with the information? What's stopping you? The only thing that's keeping you between where you are now and your future self is your ability to take action and execute on the information. Don't just listen. Don't just take notes. Take the notes and execute on the notes that you're taking. Break free of analysis paralysis, right? Of course, it's okay to be a little skeptical. It's okay to be a little scared. But guess what? Bravery is the act of performing even while you're scared. Bravery is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act and perform in the face of fear. Right? So stop analyzing and start performing, start acting, do something. You got an idea that's sitting in your mind, burning in your soul. You've been wanting to launch it for the past 5 years. You got all the information you need. You got the master classes, you got all of the courses on this topic. You got the ebooks, you got the physical book, you subscribe to the channel, you're in the forums, you're in the Facebook group, you got it on your Pinterest. Take action, bring it to life. Now, I understand, maybe you tried to bring that idea to life and it didn't work out. You tried to get funding, but you kept getting denied. So now you're feeling like there's no hope, there's nothing left. Why keep trying? Now, anybody felt like this? Like, exactly. Yep, Marvin. Exactly. Yep. Yep, Ashley. Absolutely. Yeah. You get your applications rejected, or you're paying crazy high interest rates, 22%, 25%, 30% interest rates. When you finally get an approval, it's a super low limit. They're giving you $5,000, $7,000. Or you're stuck in analysis paralysis and you're simply unsure of how to begin because you have so much information, but that information hasn't been organized and presented in such a way that you can actually do something with it. Now, really quick, everybody in the chat, how confident are you that you'll be able to get some level of funding between 30 and 60 days? That right now you can get $50,000 to $100,000 within the next 30 to 60 days. Drop a number in the chat. And YouTube, if you're watching this, feel free to drop your number in the chat. I didn't. YouTube, this is my first time casting this live to YouTube, so I'm not sure if y'all have a chat. But if you do, feel free. Okay, I see a lot of, okay. I see a 10. That's what I'm talking about. I see a 10. Okay. A 7, 6. Okay, a couple of ones. That's all good to be like that sometimes. Yep. So most people, when I ask this question, they typically give me between a 5 to 7, right, on average. So a lot of people feel like they're right in the middle, working their way up to being fundable. Now, here's the thing. On the business side, the crazy part is banks don't have to tell you why you're getting denied. They'll say, oh, we'll send you some letter in the mail. Maybe they'll send it, maybe they won't, or maybe they'll just send you an email, right? And then the letter itself is kind of encrypted. So you still not really sure on what reasons they had for not approving you. I know a lot of people now are being denied because they have too much credit, right? Now, here's some common reasons people are being denied. Your business structure is incorrect. What do I mean by that? So let's say you go to a particular bank like Citizens Bank, and you've decided you want to start a relationship with Citizens Bank. You want to go for the Citizens Bank business credit card, which can give you a $50,000 limit. But here's the thing. Citizens does not work with sole props, and you decide that you want to apply with them as a sole proprietorship. But they don't work with sole proprietorships. They only work with LLCs, right? They work with LLCs, S corps, and C corps. So now you're applying, right? Maybe you built out some business credit. Maybe you have a good credit score. You already have a 720, a 750. In your mind, there's no reason for them to deny you because your personal credit is stellar. No lates, no bankruptcies, nothing. But you still get denied. What the hell happened? It's simply because you applied with the wrong business structure. You applied as a sole prop. You need to be an LLC. The other thing is you're applying for the wrong product at the wrong time. With lending, age is important. The age of your credit profile is important, and the age of your business is equally important, right? So let's say you go to Bank of America. Bank of America, great solid bank. They have products that you can get as a startup, but you decide you want the business line of credit, right? You got your business set up. All the data points are there for the business. You've been operating for about a year and a half, and you also got good credit, and you go for the BLOC. They instantly deny you. And you're trying to figure out why the hell you're being denied. Everything looks good. The business has cash flow. You have good personal credit. Why would you be denied? The reason is because the business line of credit is for 2-year-old businesses. It's not, and so because of that, your business was simply too young to qualify for a business line of credit. It was too young for that. So instead of going for the business line of credit, if you're under 2 years old, you'll have to pivot and go for a business credit card, which you can apply for, or business auto loan, which you can apply for, even with a newer business. That's what I mean by applying for the wrong product at the wrong time. You have to know the age that's required for your particular type of product that you want for your business. This is part of building out a strategy and working with someone that can help you put together that strategy. The next thing is that they can't find you. Your data points aren't matching. You don't have a business address, right? Or the business address that you have is different from what you put on the application. You have to make sure that every piece of information that's given on that app matches exactly to what is registered with the state. And you want to make sure that you have a real business address. You do not want to use your home address unless you're a sole proprietorship. But if you're an LLC, it's better to use a business address. You can use a virtual address. There are a lot of places to get virtual addresses. You can literally Google virtual address. You'll get Da Vinci, you'll get Regis, you'll get iPostal, you'll get what else? There's a lot of them. There's a ton of them, right? If you don't want to pay for a virtual address because it's anywhere from, $30 to $150 a month, then go ahead and get a registered agent and use the registered agent address as your address. Okay. But you have to make sure that you have an address outside of your personal address. The other reason you want to do that is because this is going to help protect you. Why? Because when you register your company, your address becomes public information. Anyone who types in the name of the company can now see the company's address. And if that address just so happens to be your home address, guess what? Stalkers, okay? Crazy people can now just type in the name of your company and see your house or see your apartment. Or if you use a friend's or family, address, they can see their house now. All that information is now exposed for anyone to look up. And you don't want that. You want to protect your privacy as much as possible when you're doing business. That's part of beginning to separate yourself from your business. The last thing is a low credit score. As much as, as much as you may hate it, you still need to have good credit to get business funding. Now, some people are going to say, well, Jamal, why do I need to have good credit? Because this is my business. It doesn't make sense. Here's the thing, especially if you're a sole proprietorship or a single member LLC, they don't have anything else to judge it on. Because in there, from the bank mind, is, well, if you aren't managing your money as an individual, chances are you're not going to manage your money. You're not going to be able to manage your money as a company, right? That's how they're thinking about it. It's like, well, if you can't manage, your $60,000, your $80,000, your $90,000 a year job, your $120,000 a year job, you're definitely not about to be able to handle this $500,000 company. It's not going to make sense from the standpoint of a banker. Sorry. So next up, we have a testimonial. This is Philip. He had a lot of debt. We help him clear out that debt and get access to capital.
Personal debt,
Sorry.
which grew my.
So next up, we have a testimonial. This is
Which
Philip.
allowed me to get
He had a lot of debt.
$431,000 of business.
We help him clear out that debt and get access
My
to
software
capital.
business and my new camper rental business. Personal debt.
Sorry.
Which grew my.
So next up, So there's a little bit of background about me. I'm a former government employee. I used to work in the probate division. And I learned this through hard knocks. One day, my score completely disappeared because, ironically, they marked me as deceased while working in the probate division. It's a crazy story. We could talk about it later. But I had to rebuild myself from absolutely nothing. If you're not familiar, when you're marked as deceased, your score completely, totally, utterly disappears. You're left with nothing, right? So not only did I have to come back to life and resurrect myself on paper, I had to build my credit up from scratch. From there, I figured out how to fund myself over $200,000. And from since then, I've been helping entrepreneurs rebuild their personal credit and leverage their personal credit to get access to capital. That's the long and short. You're watching this, so you know I have a YouTube channel. Remember to like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up, a thumbs down, and leave a comment. You're appreciated. Now, what is funding? If you're new and you haven't seen any of the ads that are all over the internet of everyone saying they can give you zero or get you from $50,000 to $250,000 in capital, funding is simply the process of acquiring capital. What is capital? It's money. It's money specifically for the purpose of growing your business. Question for everybody. What would you do with $50,000 to $100,000 in your business? I see equipment. Okay. You need more equipment. All right. You put down a deposit on new space. Nice. Okay, real estate. Absolutely. Absolutely. Real estate, definitely. Buy a couple of houses, makes sense. Get a new truck. Okay, trucking in the building. All right, a new trailer. Hiring. Okay. Yep. I see some hires. Yep. Marketing. True. Listen, if you need 50 to 100,000 in marketing, you killing the game right now. Right? You're gonna blow up. Now, here's some traditional types of funding. You got business lines of credit, zero interest financing that you probably see all over the internet. Real estate, which has hundreds, if not thousands of ways for you to structure deals to get funding. You also have SBA loans, which require a lot of docs, and auto loans. The great thing about most of these products, is that you can get these as an individual and you can also get them as a business. They have personal lines of credit. They have zero interest financing for personal and business. You know, you can buy real estate as a person or business. SBA is only for business. And you know that auto loans, you can definitely use business credit to purchase vehicles, 100%. The other thing is that here's a secret method called credit stacking. Now, why is credit stacking is important is because it allows you to maximize the amount of money that you get from the banks. So imagine you go to Bank of America, you get $5,000. Now, we know that $5,000 isn't a lot of money at all. So you're like, okay, well, that's 5,000. Let me go to Apple. I'll go to Apple. I'm gonna get an Apple card because I need laptops, I need cell phones, I need tablets so that we can work out these different point of sale systems. My people need, if you have a marketing or graphic design business, maybe you need MacBooks or something to that effect. But now you have an additional $10,000. Then you go to a credit union and you get $15,000, right? I didn't specify any particular credit union because you just type in credit union near me and you'll see that your state has hundreds of credit unions. Pick the one that you like. With this, you turn a $5,000 approval into $30,000 because you decided to go to multiple lenders. The great thing about this is that the more lenders you have, the more opportunities you have. You never want to have all your eggs in one basket, right? And it also spreads out risk. Right now, banks are tightening up their lending. So if you had, I've seen people with $50,000 credit limits that aren't really using them right now, getting it slashed down to 30,000. Same thing with people with $20,000 credit limits. They're getting their credit limits slashed because the banks are trying to conserve as much money and reduce their risk. You as a business owner looking for funding, you want to do the same thing. You don't want to have all your financing, all of your banking with just one bank. Spread it out, build relationships with multiple banks because you just never know. Banks are shutting down. Some banks are tightening their belts. So when one bank cuts a limit, you still have access to funding and capital with 2 or 3 other banks at any given time. Okay, it's always good to have multiple relationships.
The Amex Blue Cash and the Amex Blue Card approved, Navy Federal Credit Card approved. That one was for 15,000, Chase.
I don't know how to fix this part.
The Amex's was 4,600. I'm waiting on the amount for the other one, and then there's no preset limits for the Amex Gold or Platinum. And my
I don't know how to fix this part.
The Amex's was 4,600. I'm waiting on the amount for the other one, and then there's no preset limits for the. And my.
All right, so for my live folks, what we're going to do right now, something different. Right now, live, I'm going to drop the link to a credit union where you can put in your information and see if you're pre-approved live right here. For those that's watching on YouTube, sorry about the crazy sound. I'm trying to figure out how to fix that. For those that are live, I'm going to drop the link so that you can apply for this credit union. Everyone who is watching the replay or watching this, sorry guys, you're not going to get the link, but I'm dropping it in the chat right now for everyone on the webinar with me live, right? So go ahead, click the link. This is with NASA Federal Credit Union. You're going to get a pre-approval. The last time I did this, every time I do this, someone gets pre-approved. All right. So over the course of time, someone got 18,000, another person got 11,000, someone else got 7,000, someone else got 14,000 live right on the call. So go ahead, complete that, and let's see what type of pre-approvals we'll get. We spoke about traditional banking and credit stacking. The important thing here is you have to make sure that your personal credit profile is in position for that type of funding. You have to make sure. Let's break down how the FICO score works. All right. So 35% is going to be your payment history. You got to make your payments on time. You're not making your payments on time, they're not going to give you any money, especially in this climate, right? So if you're missing payments, work with the company to have those payments reversed. Okay. Ask for forgiveness, pay up your missed payments and ask them to reverse it, whatever you need to do. The other thing is keep the amount that you owe under 30%. You also want to make sure your length of credit history That makes up 15% of the score. Then you have your credit mix and you have new credit. These two are probably the least or have the least amount of impact, okay? Think of it like your FICO score is like a recipe. When you're baking a cake, you need all the ingredients in the right measurements. And if there's too much or too little of any of the ingredients, the cake ain't going to turn out right. Same exact thing with your FICO score. Now, here are the exact bank funding qualifications whenever you're going into a bank and you want the absolute most amount of money. No late payments for at least 3 years, period. You want to have 2 trade lines over $10,000. Now, some say over 3,000, some people say over 5,000. I'm gonna say over $10,000. It's not hard to get a $10,000 credit card. You also want to keep your utilization low. Right now, under 30% will still get you some level of funding, but if you want to maximize it, you want to have that under 10%. Next, you want to have your credit age at 5 years, and then you don't want to have more than 2 hard inquiries within the last 6 months. Some ways to improve your credit score. Pay down your debt. You want to add positive accounts. So this could be in the form of authorized users, or you're rebuilding your credit with new positive trade lines. You want to dispute those negative items, all of the inaccurate, incomplete, and untimely information. You want to get that off. And then you want to add trade lines, which is the same as adding more positive accounts. That's typically an authorized user. You can get that. You can get authorized users with your friends or family, assuming that they have credit cards where they have good on-time payment history. Now, what if you don't have good credit? This is where it starts to get spicy. I'm going to give you guys a couple of ways that you can get funding even with bad credit. Some of these, your business doesn't even have to be old or established for over 2 years. You can do this even as a startup. One of which is you can borrow from your retirement, 401k, TSP, an IRA, a Roth IRA, a 403b, a pension plan like a 547b. Give you the opportunity to take a loan out against your retirement. You can then take that money and invest it into your business, right? It is an option. Speak with your financial advisor to see if that goes matches up or is in alignment with your particular goals, but it's possible to borrow against your retirement. I spelled retirement wrong, in order to fund your business. The great thing about borrowing against your retirement is, guess what? There are absolutely no credit checks at all. One of my clients actually was borrowing anywhere from $50,000 to $60,000 to invest into real estate to do fix and flips. No impact to a credit whatsoever. And when you repay the money, it just goes right back into your retirement. It's a win-win. The next is stocks and bonds. If you have a portfolio worth $100,000 or more, you can actually get a line of credit up to 70% of the value of your stock portfolio. So baseline, you have $100,000 in investments in your portfolio. You can borrow $70,000 with absolutely no credit check. And the interest rate is around 4%. It may be higher now, but the interest rates when you're borrowing with a portfolio line of credit beats anything else on the market. Another opportunity is revenue-based lending. I work with the lender that will lend up to $10 million solely based on the business's revenue. The business only needs to be 1 year old and have the bank statement showing that they're making consistent revenue, right? This is a partner that I have is Rock Financial. I'll drop the link in the comments if you want to check them out. But the bare minimum qualifications is that your business is 1 year old, you're generating $20,000 a month, and you can show 3 months of business bank statements, not personal, business. Another is equipment financing. Some people have equipment, whether it's office equipment, construction equipment, maybe you have a cargo van or a trailer or a truck. You can use that as collateral to get more funding. Now that one, they will pull your credit, but they're a bit more lenient because they have the collateral there. Next is business credit of 6 to 9 months, right? So it takes 6 to 9 months to build up your business credit, but this is where we're looking at those vendor accounts, building up your Paydex 80 score, right? You're getting those net 30 accounts to Granger, Uline, Creative CEO, a BP gas card, right? You can get these different trade lines from these different vendors to build up your business credit to where you're going out and you can get a $10 or even $20,000 credit card from a place like Sam's, from Floor and Decor, from Home Depot, from Lowe's, and be able to do business with these companies on a business to business basis with no impact to your personal credit. And it can seem confusing, but getting approved is a lot easier than you think. You fix your credit, make sure it's optimized properly. You build up business banking relationships. Get you a coach that can help guide you through all of the steps and help you put together a strategy. Vitally important. Now, this is my client I spoke about earlier. She was using her retirement account to fund her fix and flips. She got tired of funding her fix and flips because they started to take anywhere from 3 to 6 months to complete, right? And she didn't want to have her money tied up in all these different projects. So she said, Jamal, I'd much rather use the bank's money. Can you help me? Said, absolutely. Tell me a little bit about the business, what you got going on. Let's look at your credit. So a couple of data points for y'all. At the time, she was making $200,000 a year, and she had a 775 credit score. We were able to get her access to $50,000 in zero interest business funding as a sole proprietorship. What that means is she didn't even have an LLC yet. Okay, she had good income. She had a strong credit score. With those two things, we were able to get her $50,000 in zero interest business funding that does not show up on her personal credit report. Now she's able to take that money and continue to buy properties using the bank's money without using her money. Along with that, she wanted an LLC, so we went on and we put an LLC together for her. Now, you don't have to pay me to do an LLC for you. You can always do it yourself. You can go to biz.com, inkfile.com, LegalZoom. If LegalZoom, I think LegalZoom is now Biz or bizz.com, right? Any of those, an attorney will do it for you. Anybody will set up your LLC for you, right? But if you want me to do it, we can do it as well. We went through a lot. I know we definitely moved pretty fast. So right now, drop. What is going on? Let me know right now with the new information that you heard of, even with how to get funding with bad credit. How confident are you that you'll be able to get funding within the next 30 to 60 days? All right. Now, unless you're an expert, funding is confusing. Credit is even more confusing. And it's confusing because everyone says something different. But here's the thing, people can only give you what they have done personally. No one is giving you tailored solutions to your specific problem. Maybe you have a 1-year-old business with low cash flow and an amazing personal credit score, but you don't know what banks to go to, who's startup friendly. Vice versa, maybe you have a 5-year-old business with amazing cash flow, but due to the changes in the economy, your personal credit has started to take hits. You're still looking for funding. You're not quite sure where to get it. That's the power of working with an individual and having an individual consultation, right? Now imagine you're less stressed about securing that capital, getting the money for your business. You've been working hard for it, you've been growing this business, but now you just keep running into brick walls because you just keep getting denied. How about you have the time to focus on growing the business instead of researching all these different banks and taking guesses at what bank you qualify for? Right? Even American Express understands the value of this because they introduced their Apply with Confidence feature, which allows you to get pre-approved with American Express. And once you're pre-approved, it essentially guarantees that you will get the card because no one likes to guess. No one likes to make believe. So why not sit down with somebody who knows exactly what to do to get you to and across the finish line? How much funding have you missed out by trying to do it yourself? How much? A lot, right? More, more than I can count, for sure, for sure. So why not change that? I mean, it's cool to do some things yourself, but why not change it? Why not get the assistance that you're looking for? Get the assistance that you need so that you can go across the finish line. We talked about a lot. Now, let me ask everybody, is it cool if I share with y'all how we could potentially work together so that we can overcome your exact funding obstacles and build out a funding strategy specific to you? That cool? That's cool with everybody? All right, bet. So this is only for everybody on this call right now. For $97, we're going to sit down for only $97, y'all. Like it's $97, right? We're going to go through and set up a full funding sequence for you. Whatever your situation is with your funding, we're going to go through and we're going to get you the answers that you're looking for. If you have low revenue, but a great credit score, there's a opportunity for that. If you're a startup and you have a low credit score, there are opportunities. You are stuck in analysis paralysis and you're like, man, I'm just tired of being trapped, just guessing, just looking around, just trying to figure this thing out. You don't have to guess. Talk to someone who actually knows what you want to do and what your next steps should be, right? What should your next step be so that you can get access to capital? Do you need to clean up your accounting? Do you need to just make more money? Do you need to clean up your credit? Do you need to restructure your business? All of these things are important, and we can discuss them during that time. It's an hour-long consultation. It's on a recorded Zoom call, and you're going to get some bonuses. So let's go into that. Oh, so one is you'll get an ebook bundle. Okay. So with this, you're going to learn how to fix your credit, fund your business, and get access to your business credit blueprint. Okay. You're also going to get a 2-hour version of the masterclass. This one I ran through super fast, but for those that take time and take advantage, you're going to get a 2-hour masterclass where we deep dive even more into different strategies for funding. You're also going to get a 0% lenders list. This is a list of 20 different lenders that's offering zero interest financing. It is actually one of the methods and one of my tools in my toolbox that I use to get my clients funded anywhere from 30, 40, 50, 60, $100,000. I dropped the link in the chat for everybody that's attending live. Go ahead, click that, schedule the call, and let me know when you finish. Just type the word done. Done. Okay, cool. All right, Ashley, that's what's up. Marvin, okay, yep, done. All right, I see you. I just got the notification on my phone. Okay. You already have a list of banks. Great. That's good. I'm glad you already have the list of banks. That's great. So my question would be, if you already have the list of banks, and you could type it in the chat, what else are you searching for? You have the list of banks. So what's one of your obstacles? Do you need to know which one to start with? Okay. Okay, let me see. This says you have the banks, you applied for a couple, but you keep getting denied. You keep getting denied. Okay, so you don't know why you're getting denied. So that's something that we can actually talk about, right? We're going to have an hour to figure out and to actually go through your denial letters or rejection notices, or they're also called notice of adverse action. We'll be able to go through and look at those and see what those reasons are, and not just see the reasons, but also understand what steps you need to take to fix it so that you can turn those denials into approvals. That makes sense? It makes sense, right? Okay, cool. We're going to go ahead and book. All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. Look, so I know I zoomed through this. It was super fast. Do we got any questions besides what was just asked? Okay, cool. Yep. As soon as you book, you'll get all the materials emailed directly to you. Absolutely. Yep. Ashley, you already got yours. Okay, good. Marvin, you should have got it as soon as you booked too. Right? Well, listen, y'all. It's 8 o'clock on the dot on a beautiful Sunday. I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. I definitely appreciate everybody for tapping in. And I'm going to see you guys next week on the next call as we dive deeper into business funding. All right. Everyone have a great one. I'll talk to you later. And I'll see you later. Peace.